Germany has a long history of motoring excellence. In the top rank is BMW, powerful yet refined, an enthusiast's company. Vehicles designed for people who demand the best and some excitement. BMW strives to maintain its reputation as the makers of exciting machines meant to be driven. BMW builds some of the most refined, high-performance vehicles ever created. From roadsters to luxury SUVs and motorcycles, it's a company that continues to evolve. And it looks toward the future, developing cars that run on non-polluting fuels. It's a company that believes in evolution, keeping the past in mind as it develops and builds vehicles for the road today and tomorrow. Bavarian Motor Works, or BMW, was founded in March 1916 with the merger of Rapp Engine Works and Otto Aircraft Works. Initially, the company produced high-performance aircraft engines, including a water-cooled inline six-cylinder engine that powered German fighters in World War I. When the war ended, the Treaty of Versailles outlawed the production of aircraft engines in Germany. BMW turned to motorcycles, and in 1923 unveiled the R32. It was powered by a horizontally opposed or flat twin-cylinder engine. Instead of using a chain or a belt, power was sent to the rear wheel by a drive shaft. The shaft drive and the flat twin-cylinder engine established the formula for all future BMW motorcycles. The design and engineering worked. The R32 became a favorite with racers throughout the 1920s. The first automobile produced by BMW was the small 315 Dixie. This low-cost vehicle was built to meet the needs of a country still recovering from an economically devastating war. Eager to branch out from motorcycles, BMW began construction of the Dixie under license from the British Austin Company. The press called it the best small car in the market. This four-cylinder, 750cc car pumped out 15 horsepower and propelled its happy buyers at speeds up to 46 miles per hour. This performance was enough to take home a class victory at the 1929 Alpine Rally, and its strong sales meant BMW had succeeded in breaking into the car-making business. After the 5-year ban on German aircraft engines ended, BMW refocused its efforts on relaunching its aviation business. By 1927, 1 out of every 3 world flight records belonged to BMW engines, including a round-the-world trip in a flying boat. The company brought its reputation for engineering excellence to its cars, introducing its 315 Sports Roadster with a powerful 6-cylinder engine in 1935. This 1500cc 40 horsepower motor propelled the car to 78 miles per hour. The 315 was one of the first BMWs to sport the now familiar kidney-shaped radiator. Only 242 of these cars were produced, ensuring that they'd become valuable collector's items. BMW's first automobile success came with their luxury sedans and convertibles, the most successful being the 326. It was a comfortable, mid-range car that was offered as a sedan or a 2- or 4-door convertible. These large cars maintained their connection to the company's sporty heritage. Recognizing that its aviation prowess enhanced the reputation of its automobiles, the company sought ways to remind the public of the link between the two, as seen in this promotional film. BMW. 8 years after their cars had entered the market, BMW produced the fastest production sports car in its class, the 328 Roadster. Its engineering was avant-garde for the day: a tubular chassis, 6-cylinder engine with a light alloy head, completely new valve gear, and 3 downdraft carburetors. It revolutionized the world of sports cars. A special car based on the 328, the Mille Miglia, named after the famous Italian road race, was almost invincible on the track. It's now a legend, and since only 5 were built, commands astronomical prices at auction. The Roadsters were not the only beautiful machines coming out of the factory. Elegant, sporty touring vehicles, like the 327, provided upper-class Germans in the 1930s with style, speed and comfort. Several models offered the swept-back look, from the sporty 321 to the more elegant 335. The 335 was a touring car with plenty of refinement. This car is the ancestor of the current crop of BMW's large luxury sedans. The outbreak of war in 1939 meant that BMW would have to suspend car production. The company focused all its resources on the war effort. Its motorcycles transported troops, and its engines powered the planes. Its role as a major supplier to the German military meant that its factories would become prime Allied bombing targets. After the war, BMW had to rebuild its operations from scratch. With little steel or capital, motorcycles seemed to be the best way to get back on its feet. This strategy helped to get the company revved up. By 1951, a second model was ready, the R51. It was a stable, fuel-efficient traveling machine, the perfect vehicle for a recovering nation. As the economy improved, there was a need for transportation for growing families. A sidecar was great while you were dating, but the company's future hinged on its ability to build cars again. This happened in 1951, when BMW took the first steps to branch out from motorcycles. Its factories were up and running, and it was getting ready to launch its first post-war automobile. The 501 was very conservative in looks and engineering. The body was mounted to a heavy chassis and an underpowered six-cylinder engine that was developed from a pre-war model. The car was not successful. When it was fitted with a V8 and renamed the 502, the heavyweight sedan sold better. The 1954 engine, the first German 8-cylinder to be produced after the war, was powerful and smooth. It was also the first mass-produced engine to have both the engine block and the cylinder head made of light alloy. In the mid-50s, BMW stunned the automotive world with a pair of sensational Grand Touring coupes and convertibles, the 503 and 507. They were designed by Albrecht Goetz, who would later shape the Nissan 240Z. The press said that BMW had beaten the Italians at their own game. The stylish and elegant cars were too expensive for most. Only 252 507s and 412 503s were built between 1956 and 1959. A few lucky owners had bought one of the most attractive BMWs ever built. While most Germans couldn't afford the sexy 507 or 503, they dreamed of leaving mass transportation behind. Finding a comfortable and affordable small car was a problem. BMW had an answer. In 1954, it entered into a licensing agreement with an Italian company, ISO, and brought out the Isetta. It was an unusual vehicle with a single door at the front and powered by a 250 or 300cc motorcycle engine. These cars provided a transition from two wheels to four. Small cars continued to dominate BMW's thinking, and in 1959 it introduced the air-cooled 700. This, finally, was the model that signaled the company's resurgence as a car manufacturer. The first automotive sales winner since the war. It provided the base on which it could build. While the 40-horsepower coupe versions of the car began to be strong contenders in motor racing, most people were attracted to its host of amenities. They seemed to be getting things right. The final breakthrough came in 1962 with the 1500 model, a completely new design. The compact sporting lines of this four-door sedan were an instant hit. Orders far outstripped production capacity. The 1500 was the first model of a new class of vehicles. It was later joined by many different versions and new designs. Today's 3 Series is a direct descendant of these cars. A more powerful 1.8-litre version of the car, called the 1800, was introduced in 1963. Even though performance was the main concern of most, safety began to be more important to many motorists. BMWs were rigorously tested. This extended to races and rallies around the world. BMWs battled their competition and won victories on the twisty roads of the Monte Carlo Rally. The cars took on the 12-hour endurance race at the famed Nürburgring, winning a class and overall victory.